but it still works. Maybe. Wicked Witch. Oh, look at that. How do I control him? Left arrow keys, baby. He walks into the coins. He gets bigger. The more coins you get, the bigger you get. Now, look at this. Look at this win condition right here. Now you're the biggest. You basically ate the world. You know, it's a story game, really. It's about how consumption really does end up destroying us all in the long run, right? We had a small alien baby child who was happy, right? And this is where it gets scary, right? Observe how the face throughout the game did not change. And think about what that means. They were presented with choices in their life. They could stand still or they could move, right? So it's either a yes or a no. That's pretty black and white. Do you want to stay still or do you want to move? You choose move as the character, as the player, because there's nothing else that you can do in the game. So you choose to move. And then you're presented with another option. And this option is presented to you multiple times throughout the game. Will you eat coin? Will you? And it's subtle, right? Because honestly, you can't tell as the player that the alien is eating the coin. You might feel it. That's what I try to get across to the people that play my games, a feeling. You might feel like you were just sliding into the coin and then the coin disappeared and then you didn't see it again. But what I was actually trying to show there was that he ate the coin. And how do you know that he ate the coin? Well, he got bigger. See? You see? You thought you had me back there with the just going in and the coin disappearing. No, he must have consumed it. That's why he grew. Yep. So then, he's eating a coin. Now, one of the, 6 beings that universe had in existence is now gone. Right? When he was spawned in, he was one of 6. It was himself and the coins. And the coins, you'll notice, were set up around the alien. Yeah. No shit. Bueller, you want to answer why? Doesn't matter. You'll probably get it wrong anyway. The coins were set up almost how hand pink waving. Hi, Elena. But don't bother me, okay? I'm in the middle of teaching game design. The coins were set up in somewhat of a pentaframe, right? A pentagram. Just not the, super demonic kind, because this game is made for everyone. But the story might be, too intelligent requiring for a younger audience. So take for that what you will. Anywho, why is that important? Well, why is my chat? Am I losing my mind? Is my chat in 2 places at once? Why didn't you guys tell me? All right, we're going to look at this one. That one is not this one. This one should be hidden. You guys are really pissing me off today. Okay. The coins were the one that summoned the alien. Okay? He was their god. And you spawn in, you don't remember anything because the coins created you. They worship you. They brought you into existence, but they worship you. And what do you choose as a player? I know it's rude as a game designer to sometimes force these decisions, but I had to do it with this one. I kind of push you, right? Ever so gently. With the game design tactics, I push you into eating your first coin. And then my hands are off, right? As a game developer, I'm like, if they wanted to play a good... Sorry, my chair sometimes gets stuck. If they wanted to play a good pacifist run in this game, then they should understand that you open the game up and you do nothing forever. But after they ate the first coin, I think it was Toby Fox who copied me in Undertale. He got a little bit more success than this game did, but same concept, right? You don't have to fight. You don't have to destroy, consume. Tina gets it. In my games, I want the player to feel like they're in control, but I also want to tell them a story. And how do I do that? I lead you to eat your first coin, and then the player probably eats the rest. And then they're left with this moving scene. Smiled along each way, because how could you not? You're eating, you're getting more full. What the coins didn't understand is they had no way to communicate to the god, right? They could not speak a language that he would understand. And he eats them one by one as the coins shrink and, he becomes larger. It's a real tearjerker. It's a real... Hang on. It's a real tearjerker. So that's game number 1. I'm sorry. Did you want me to take this seriously? I think maybe this, or is this just the project? Oh no, this looks like the real thing. Maybe. Hopefully. Yeah. See? I too can follow directions from YouTube videos. Coins are a little loud. Let's see if we can just avoid the coin. You see this? You see this? This is very important. You don't want to jump through the or jump into the platform. You want to jump through it, but you want to land on it, and gravity works. Okay. And this is my game design course. I said I wasn't going to grab the coin. Now let's say I missed that jump. Look at that. Respawn mechanics. This was composed by John Chu. Is that the guy that did the Studio Ghibli? Oh, see, you can die from enemies. No checkpoints in this game. Not in this one. See, the reason why I didn't put checkpoints in the game goes on for 35 minutes explaining a concept no one cares about. Alright. You really can sell anything, though, that's what I'm trying to say. With the right bullshit, anybody would believe you. Great job, you collected X coins. 10? No. Maybe that should have been you collected 0 coins, but you get the point. And that's a YouTube tutorial. Now, what were my projects like, you ask? Oh boy. Oh boy. I gotta show them, Elena. I gotta show them this game, man. I gotta show them this game that I made. I had a concept, an idea for a game. The idea was that you would go, you'd be like a diver. I really liked Dave the Diver. But you were a diver that was going to, find lost memories in the deep ocean. I can't really make sense of what story I was trying to tell, but I just wanted to work with like water and buoyancy in a game real quick just to see what it was like. And this was also my first time introducing my own, like vocals into a game. And I thought that it would be a good idea to, I'm saying it, hang on. That would be a good idea to record like some diving sounds, right? Like, I'm not going to recreate it now because then the ladies would go crazy. Okay, so what I'm trying to say is, okay. So, yes, there is some breathing sounds, but look at the 3D space, right? Going up and down. Now, when I was making these little projects, maybe this is the thing that killed it, because I would show Elena all of my projects. Okay, that's very good. How do I turn this off? Well, okay, there we go. It's okay, Green. Don't worry, it's gonna make for some great things to watch later. Um, okay, so I showed Elaine all my projects, and when I showed her this one and made her wear the headphones, she thought that she was being seduced. I don't I don't I don't have like a lot of equipment to make the best vocals. Okay, that's worse. That's louder than I wanted it to be. So we're gonna close this guy here, and maybe we can check out a different project. Maybe we'll find the Pooh project. I think the idea for the Pooh game was inspired by Enter the Gungeon. Great game. Except I did Enter the Bungeon. Okay. And the idea was like, obviously, working title, you wouldn't want that to be the game. You'd get sued, man. Um, you were a roll of toilet paper, and you were trying to clean up all the poop in the world. So I think this does actually have some mechanics. Yep, see. So I can shoot them and they take damage, and I think after 5 hits they die. They have shooting mechanics. I can take damage, so I've gotten hit twice, and I have 1 more health left. This is supposed to be a roll of toilet paper, and then when I die, it's supposed to zoom in on me, and I become a pile of shit, and it's stinky. So I was pretty proud of the work that I did on this one, just exploring some of those concepts. It took a little bit of time, but now you can see, oh man, that yellow ball that the enemies are shooting are so cool. I wish I knew where it came from so I can give proper credit to the artist. Now you know that it was me, Austin. It was me all along. If somebody is able to say where that quote is from, like, I know it's going to be years before people actually start commenting on my videos. But the person that gets it right first, everybody else has to like their comment. Like, share, maybe subscribe to their channel. It'll be this massive thing to this one guy. Huge boost. You can unsubscribe the next day and then he'll probably get really sad. But anywho, yep. That's the long and the short of it on this one. Clearly I worked on just a little bit of 2D sprite animation to make these happen, like this death scene here. So, oh yeah, there were some concepts explored. No volume in this game, unfortunately. But you know, they're they're not the most crazy thing, but you know, you get the idea, and I am proud of it. Okay. I keep doing that. I keep closing out of it instead of going back to the thingy. But this is Green's Pandora's box. So for any of you that was hoping for, real content, sorry to break it to you, but this is what we're doing for now. All right, telekinetic. Telekinetic was probably my most ambitious with no volume. Lots of stuff happening. So many attempts to try to make something cool. I'll tell you what, the thing missing, I feel like, in a roguelike game that I would really enjoy is a physics based combat telekinetic game where if you make it through a room, I know there's a stigma around the whole pick 3 power up kind of thing, but if there's a way to craft something to where like you can get like really strong force in your telekinetic powers to where you can do some like crazy shit, you can push huge stuff, You can pick up enemies after they are dead, or to throw them at other enemies. Like, I love stuff like that in games, and when it's executed correctly, I think it's so cool and feels so fun. I understand that other people might get tired of it, but here we have a concept. So you're supposed to you're supposed to be able to. Oh, okay. It's supposed to be some kind of shine on it, or maybe that was in my second attempt. But as you can see, the box does interact with him. It's spinning quite a bit. But if I throw that, and then based on the mass of the object, it would do damage to them. This was a lot of like fun, but it was also very annoying to work on this because I would spend hours sometimes being like trying to figure out one thing. I'm really happy with the way that some of this stuff turned out. So you can like grab, you can drop it, you can grab, you can throw it. And then when an enemy dies, as this one did, you could pick that up and then throw the enemy too. This guy's supposed to be an enemy. I could never quite get models to work that well, to take damage, to die, all that kind of stuff. But the idea would be, obviously you wouldn't want to be fighting these cylinders in a game. So you would be fighting against enemies, picking up items from around the world. You can pick up, you can drop, you can push things, so you don't have to just pick it up. You can push it, and then you can also pull it towards you as well. And the idea would be, to create some kind of chaos. Obviously, you'd want some explosives because those are always fun. But yeah, a fun project, but very, very frustrating when it came to trying to make some certain functions happen. And that's what happens a lot, right? Some people are built to handle a lot of problem solving. They think it's fun. I think it could be fun, but I also don't want my entire fun time to be solving problems that frustrate me. Like, this might sound hypocritical, but I do enjoy like a Dark Souls game in my free time because I feel like I'm doing the thing that I think is fun, most fun, and a lot of times. And it's also very challenging. I don't think designing things and programming things and coding and making a whole bunch of shit just to see something, an idea become alive as the most fun thing. So when it's just arduous tasks the whole time, it's a little frustrating. And people could say, "Hey, man, that's what creation's all about. Like, you'll never do anything good if you can't work it." And I would say you're right. So this is my attempt at working it. Is it working? Can I work it? Let me work it. Did you see this guy? He was animated somewhat. Look at that. He's moving, George. Did we have any semblance of a game here? He's gone. He's gone. Let's see it again. Woo! Can I pick this box up? Whoa, what the fuck just happened? Oh yeah, so this was so I did get this down, which I was like super happy for. This is probably super basic, but so this is just like a drag or like a click to pick up, and then I can throw it as well. Damn it, I just threw my cube away. The highlight to grab something if it's in range. So you can see I'm out of range looking at it, and then it becomes in range. I really liked that. And then it glowing blue when you did have it picked up to know you were holding something. I think that was a really cool and fun project to learn. There's still something about it, and maybe it's just because I'm a child, but the idea of picking up stuff and throwing it in video games just makes me so happy. So that was fun to figure out how to do. And that, I think, is a good enough breakdown of what I've done in Godot